What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Apollo Magic YouTube channel, or if you're a newcomer, welcome. Let me lay out a problem that us cardists all have. You ever be throwing your cards around, then you throw it back on top of the deck, only for that stupid card to land face up? You're like, that was a sick move! But unfortunately, there's a defect in my plan. Ideally, you don't want that to happen, so there's this real suave way to make the card turn right back over for you. It's called the spring set turnover. It's by John Cornelius, and I first became aware of it from Bill Malone. He has this huge trick called Sam the Bellhop, and during it, he flips over the card. Now, there's two tutorials actually already on YouTube for this. One's by Scam Nation by Brian Brushwood, and he shows you the traditional way to do the spring set, which is knacky. I'm going to teach it to you, but it is knacky, and I don't like it. And then there's another one by 52 Cards, and his is closer to what I'm going to show you, but and it works faster if you get a hold of it. It's faster, but the problem is you don't get as much of a nice jump in the card like in my version. My version, the card jumps off the deck and it looks a lot more flourishy. The other thing about my version is, although it is a slight bit slower, not much, it's a slight bit slower than the other two versions, it is a million times more reliable, and nobody ever wants to drop cards during their act. Stupid king. So this is to help you avoid that embarrassment, give you a little more pep in your step for some of this card stuff here. So grab yourself a deck of cards. I'm gonna grab me a little bit of mead, because I'm at a meadery right now. And let me teach you this little trick. All right, so there's basically two methods to do this trick. Like I said, I'm going to teach you the traditional way to do this and my method. I'm going to teach my method first because it's way easier and it's way more reliable. Now you're looking at it from top down, so you're not going to see quite the differences, but this is going to be important. So you're going to want to use probably bicycle decks because angles of things are going to be kind of important for this. So there's basically three steps to this. You're going to push this card out to the side at an angle. You're going to grab the card below it and pull it the other way at an angle, and that's going to create a button. And then the last step is you're going to, with a little bit of force, a little bit of vigor, you're going to push on the corner of that second card. And that'll shoot the card up and make it flip around like that. That was pretty exaggerated, that's why the card went off course a bit. So I was trying to stay in the correct framing here of the camera. There we go. So it'll just kind of pretty much automatic. Oh, by the way, you do want a full deck of cards for this to work. This is one of those, this is unique in the fact that if you have if you're missing cards, this is much harder to do because you don't have as much room to press the button. The simple way to do this is to first push the top card out. Now, you're going to kind of grip the sides here of the deck. So you see how I grip? That'll allow you to have more control, to use your thumb to push only the top card, because you only want the top card to move there. And that's pretty important. Now the top card's going to sit on your fingers just a little bit, and the real important thing is it's at an angle. If your card comes out like this, what's going to happen is it's going to jump up. If your card comes out parallel with the deck, all it's going to do most of the time is jump up. Sometimes you can get lucky and it'll do the flip, but just like that, it'll just kind of hop up in place and it won't flip. So to get it to turn, you have to turn it just at a slight angle from the deck. The next step is to take that second card, place your thumb in the corner, and then pull it out to the side. You just want that off the deck just a little bit like that. Now sometimes what can happen is, if your deck is a little bit older and you pull that bottom card out, you see how multiple cards came out at once? That is fine, it will still work. And actually it'll be a little bit easier because you'll feel when you do that, and you'll know you can press a little bit lighter to achieve the same result. So the only knacky part of my version is actually the button here. So you're going to think of that corner like a button, and you're going to press it, and you have to do it fast. You can't just press it like that or the card won't fly up. So you have to kind of like hit it like you're hitting like a piano key. You want your thumb to go press in and up, pretty fast. So it's just gonna go boom, like that. You don't keep your thumb there, because if you keep your thumb there, the card will fly off the deck. You don't want that. So all you want to do is just press up and down, just like that. And the card will shoot, jump over. Now you'll see that you end kind of messy. All you have to do is shift the weight of the cards. So I shift it down to the ground, and the cards will fall back into place as long as you're holding them in the mechanics grip. Now let me show you the traditional way to do this and explain why I don't do it. So the traditional way to do this, I'm going to take off the top card so you can see what's happening underneath, because there's a lot more happening underneath than just, because literally what happens underneath mine is just this, right? It's not very interesting. But what happens under the spring set method, the original, is this. You squeeze with your ring finger, you do the same pull off that I do, and then you push on the corner. Now what's going to actually create the card going up is, instead of your thumb, it's just going to be like a release of the ring finger. So it's going to be a release and letting the card back on top of the deck. So if your card is here and add an angle and you release, it'll shoot right over. Sorry, it gets cold here for some reason in summer in California. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and then hit that notification bell for my new videos and be aware when they come out. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you later.